So I've gone through this personally when I was younger, and especially in high school, when I was saying that I had a lot of trouble talking about autism and admitting it to other people. I felt that I started to become more reserved in general because, autism took a big place in my life, and the fact that I couldn't talk about it meant that I couldn't really talk about other things because it just interacted a lot with other things that I did in my life. And I wouldn't invite my friends over my house because I knew that the question would come up, like, what's up with your brother? So then for a while, I felt like I was becoming more reserved and I wasn't standing up for myself, or I wasn't standing up for my brother just because I didn't feel like I could. But fortunately, once I started to become more comfortable with with the fact that my brother had autism and understanding more of what his autism was, I started to attend more of his doctor's appointments, and I started to ask my parents more about his therapy sessions. And I think that just understanding more of his progress kind of made me more comfortable with the idea that he had autism and what that meant for my family. The other thing too is that, as I mentioned before, I worked a lot with people with special needs, and I've definitely um, grown in my compassion for people with special needs, especially people with autism. And it just started off because I had a brother with autism, and I wanted to help other people in the same situation. But I've grown to love it so much that I want to make a career out of it. I want to go into public health, and I want to break down the stigma of mental illness and just disorders in general. And I'm interning now for the American Autism Association, and I've had to talk in front of crowds about autism and what this organization does. Just even sitting here at this webinar and talking to you guys, I was so nervous. But the minute I sat down and I realized I was talking about autism and just my experience with it, I became so comfortable because this is something that I've grown to love, and something that I know that I have an ability to be able to educate other people and to give them the resources so that they can they can help others that have autism or families. I love doing this, and I feel that even though at the beginning it was hard because I was more reserved about it, I've learned to kind of push through that, and I feel that I need to be even more assertive than I normally am, just to make sure that people with autism and people with special needs in general get the treatment and the resources that they need and that they have the right to have. So